Good morning. The world's most inconsistent YouTuber is back, but there's been a bit of an up and down period. I can't lie. Not been feeling 100% myself. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's being back in the UK, out of my normal Dubai routine and just doing life differently and just not adjusting back in, but not feeling 100% myself. And that's okay at times, right? Past couple of days I've just been feeling meh. So this is my operation to pull myself out of it, right? I'm on an operation to get back to my normal self, which I love in my routine. So I'm just going to go through I'm going to sit down this afternoon and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to go through some sort of concepts which I've wrote down and gone through. And like when times where you feel a bit down or you start to lose motivation and you notice things get sloppy, some habits start to go, it's okay. But I think you've got to be aware of those and you've got to understand those loops that are happening and address the triggers which are causing these things. Because when you're in a good flow, you're in a good routine, something will throw you out of that routine. And it's like, what is that trigger that's throwing you out of that routine? Maybe it's got you something that's in your head. Maybe it's something that's happened in life. It's about being emotionally aware to like what is going on around you, what's happened, identifying that and putting the steps in place to get back to where you were. But it's not about going from 0 to 100. Like I won't go from 0 to 100 to get back to where I need to be. But what is that? But I will start to put some steps in place to get myself back there, and that is what I'm going to run through in this video. So the time is 7:15. I'm walking to the gym like I have been doing the past 6 weeks because I ain't got a car and it ain't fun. So I'm walking to the gym, morning session, which I haven't done in a while, and that's one of the things I'm going to run through in a bit once I sit down with a coffee and we'll go through things. But morning session, a back session on the cards. It's 10 to 7. Gonna get this in, and then Thursday, it's Thursday the 7th of August, so Thursday is a full day on the business and I'm recording this video. So I'll go through the session. I'm not going to record in the session because I just want to get in and train, if I'm quite honest. So there's no sneak peeks. I might get the camera out, but we'll see. I might just prop it up somewhere. But train, get back, get stuck into the day of business. Can't beat that feeling after a morning session. Honestly, God. That is the one thing that drove me back to those morning sessions, is the feeling you get after. You feel full of energy, you feel like you can take on the world, I feel focused, I feel clear. And when you don't train in the morning and I just get up for a walk, I just don't get that same feel-good factor. So I think another thing which I'll run through when I sit down with my coffee, we're going to have a good chat. We're going to have a good chat in terms of stripping it back, focusing on what makes you feel good and bringing you back to earth and reminding yourself of that. So, but morning trainings, it's feel good. It's better when the sun's out as well. Obviously my sun's always out, but it's even nice when you've got a nice UK day ahead of you. So morning session box, walking back now, a couple of thousand steps, and then we'll get stuck into what I'm here to talk about. You have to excuse the shitty hair because I'm very particular with my hair wax, and it's coming from Amazon and it's not arrived, so I can't put anything in my hair and I won't buy another one, so it's just a bit fucked. So it's a thinky mess, but I'm thinking about growing it. I don't know, maybe when I go out to Dubai I might grow it, but then it's a bit too hot and I'm like, I can't be arsed with it. I wish I could shave it, but I've not got the head for it. But hey ho, beggars can't be choosers. So what I've got to do today is complete all of our marketing for a launch coming out on the 18th of November. 18th of August, the date today is the 7th. So we've got around about 11 days to go until the launch. I just want everything done, everything sorted, just so it's all ready and it's all prepared. I don't have to think about it. So we've got that launch on the 18th of August, and then that will be our only launch for the remainder of the year. We won't run anything else like that, and that'll lead us into the back end of the year. So exciting times, but we're just gonna. I wrote out 14 emails yesterday to go out every single day, and now I've got to write out and build 14 posts. So that's the trade of the game. But Thursdays are always like a business day. I might have mentioned this before, but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings is all check-ins, and then Thursday, Friday is all about business. But I've restructured my calendar now, so like things are getting done at the same time every single day. So I've just ordered a journal. I've not ordered a new book. I've got a new book upstairs, and I've redone my calendar, and that's a big thing for me in terms of addressing what's gone on and pulling myself back to what I know is like a feel-good factor. So I'm just going to run through sort of some steps and things which you can try yourself if you ever get pulled away from like a moment of feeling quite down, or you go through like low periods, or not feeling motivated and fired up and just like overthinking and stuff. So these are the tips to help me, so I'm clawing it back to what I know works well. So I'll share you what I do and how it brings me back. But I'm feeling good today. We'll caffeinate and overstimulate and get these posts done. As I said, I have stripped a few things back now. Just been probably not like dive straight into routine as I thought. Now, one of the things is I don't think I realised how much of a good flow I was in Dubai, with routine, with training, with work, with focus. And then since coming back, Ibiza didn't help, I'll admit. But it's been a bit of a contrast in between of work hard because you've got some more free time and you can build the foundations to have a good sort of leapfrog when you get back to Dubai. And in the meantime, I'm also like, slow down, enjoy the moments, walk the dogs more, spend less time working, because you're not going to be here forever. Like, you're leaving in 21 days, in 3 weeks. So enjoy it a little bit more. And it's like that contrast of pressure, because when I don't like work later on in the evenings, or when I'm having some downtime, I always feel guilty. Like I should be doing more. And so it's been a bit of a weird, tough period being back. I can't lie. A lot of mixed emotions. Part of me thinks I shouldn't have come back for as long as I should have done. I have done, because I'm in the mindset now of like, I'd rather stay at home. But I'm like, I know what Dubai gives me in terms of environment, focus, no distractions, and it just allows me to just lock in for that period. But there is obviously the pros and cons to both sides of the spectrum, and there always will be in any situation. But that's pretty much where I've been at the minute in terms of my head with everything, in terms of like, right, okay, what's the middle ground? Like, is it a case of wake up super early, hustle and work and stay in that grind? Or is it like, no, actually slow down, enjoy having a bit of a slower period? Summer's quieter anyway, naturally. August is always our quietest month. So like lean on that, or just like push. So I think in times like this, I always say it to one of the lads, is like, whenever you're feeling sort of in your own head or anything, like, what's the minimum amount of things that you can do in a week that makes you feel good? Like, for me, content doesn't matter, business doesn't matter, clients matter. And no matter how I'm feeling or what I'm going through or whatever I'm dealing with, the number one priority across a week to make sure they're taken care of is clients. And once that's all done and they've got everything they need, that's cool. I show up for my business in terms of, they are my service, they are my business, they are the core foundation of Project Lifestyle. They are a priority regardless of what's going on. Anything else outside of that, it probably is a priority, but it's not a high priority in terms of actually makes the business run. So it's all about just deciding between that final factor in terms of like, what do I do, what I've been doing. It's like, right, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it's like words can't even describe in terms of like that emotional change you feel when it goes from like you being in like one routine in a home and then coming back and then being like another routine, another your old life. It's like it's unexplainable. It's weird, but that's where I've been in two minds of like, right, okay, you know what? Use this downtime. Kylie's in Dubai. You've got more free time in the evenings. There's nothing going on in the evenings in the week here. Use that and lean on that to actually put all the groundwork in to build the foundations out so you can have a really good back end to the year, you know, September, October, November, December, which are notoriously busiest months in coaching. Or is it a case of like just do the bare minimum and then just pick up that when you get back? And that's just been a tough one, and I've been in my own head massively about things. Obviously I've still been training, still been running because that's the foundation for me, but just felt a little bit lost. And it's like, that's why I picked up the camera today, because it's like I had every intention of coming back to the UK and documenting it all. And I even said that in a video, and I even had put a video up in June after Barcelona, like a vlog, and didn't get it out, didn't post it. I was like, there's no point in posting that, it's way too long. And there's just a few things that have crept in terms of habits and disciplines and daily sort of routines that wouldn't normally creep in, and that has then compounded into sort of inconsistencies elsewhere. So I'm gonna crack on with this now, because this is my sort of focus time, and then I'm gonna sit down and just run through everything I've sort of changing moving forwards. And I'm actually starting these changes next week, just to get a little bit of structure and not just allow, it's okay, you go back to Dubai in 2 weeks. Like, lean on this now as this period in time and just gain that structure, so then when I go back there, the structure is there, the structure is set, and I can just adjust it around to suit the time zones. So come on. So what have I exactly changed? Now, when it comes to me and it comes to like organisation, big thing always comes down to routine. If things are getting missed and things aren't getting done and you want them to get done across the week, it always comes down to your routine. Now, whether that is a diary, whether that is a Google Calendar, I use Google Calendar personally. If I want to get something done, or I've got an appointment or anything like that, it goes into the Google Calendar. No matter how big, no matter how small, everything I'm doing across a day-to-day basis is a Google Calendar. So there was things I wanted to get done, there was things I was doing and I was missing, and they weren't done at certain times. So everywhere I just felt like misorganised all over the place. So things like training, wake up times, work times, all that kind of stuff is now planned out in blocks every single day, especially between Mondays and Fridays. My days look the exact same, training days are the exact same, meal timings the exact same, every single structure. And that for me is the foundation of everything. Like, if that's not in check, everything falls to pieces. That's like the brick of the house, if that makes sense. And that's the foundation to drive routine and momentum forward. So you stick to that and review it every single Sunday, and then assess from there. But I think when it comes down to like when you're in a bit of your own head and habits that come up, like habits that came up for me when I noticed there's like weak spots and I'm not feeling 100%, what habits come into play? Not getting up on my first alarm, so sleeping in and missing my alarm, snoozing, and then waking up later and then feeling even more fucked. That knocks me back, that pisses me off, because I'm like, oh my god, fuck, I set an alarm for a certain time, I wanted to get up, I had shit to do. Again, it comes back to that calendar as well. It's like, right, okay, if I've woke up late, then that calendar is on the back foot now, and it just sets the tone for the day. Now, when it comes to that, it's like, right, okay, what can we do to rectify that? What have I done? And what I always do is, so when I'm looking at things and going, right, okay, why is that happening? I was sleeping with my watch on, and then that's dead easy to just click and turn off and snooze. Now, what I do is, and tell all clients, is set one alarm and put it on the other side of your room. That means you have to actually get up and get out. You can't debate it, you've got to get up, you've got to get out, you've got to turn it off. And then when you get up, you actually think, well, I'm not going to get straight back in bed, so I'm just may as well just get up and crack on. Now, the key thing for me after that, in the mornings, is doing something, whether that be walking the dogs, whether that be training. Now, for me, usually when I'm in Dubai, it's training. I'll go and train. But now, what I've been doing is realising that I'm not going to be able to walk the dogs forever. I'm not going to be able to walk the dogs for, September onwards. and I want to be doing this every single morning. So usually it's training in the morning, but now it's been like, okay, cool, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to have some time with the dogs. And another thing is like what you do when you wake up. Like for me, it's always been wake up, get out, don't check my phone. But then I've been guilty this past week of waking up, oh, I'll just check WhatsApp, I'll just check messages. You might read a bad message, something might be going on or whatever, and it's like that just sets the tone for the day again. You might go on social media, that's just draining your energy. Big thing for me in the morning, set you up for a good day, is just get up and get moving. Whether that be a walk, whether that be cardio, whether that be training, just get up and make sure you do something in the morning to get that energy going. And for me right now it's a walk. So 1, routine. 2, looking at what you're doing in the morning with that alarm moving in the mornings. And then 3 is like the habits that are coming in where you can see yourself just sort of impacting your headspace. Like for me, it was too much scrolling in the evenings. So there was time in the evenings whereby it was like, right, I'll put TV on and chill out and wind down. And then when it comes to it in terms of like the evenings, I'm literally like just scrolling my phone, stupidly late in bed, and I'm like, I know it absolutely fucks your sleep up, and then that knocks you on for the next day, and then you feel more tired in the morning, then you feel more fucked, and you're more likely to actually then just wake up after your alarm and snooze it. So it's just like those simple habits for me that start to creep in, and I think it's important that you recognise and be aware of those. Like reading as well. Usually when I'm in Dubai, I'll wake up, have a coffee, I'll read and have a slow day into the day. But now I'm just like, I've been waking up, I've been like, oh, sometimes I just won't go for a walk, I won't read, I'll just go straight on my phone, and it just sets a tone for the day. And it's those simple habits that compound. And I always think back to when I'm in Dubai and I'm in my normal routine. It's like laser focused, up at 5, reading, coffee, sets me up perfectly for the day, straight structured routine. And when everything sort of crumbles from the routine upwards and your small habits, they start to come in, it can impact you more than you realise. So from next week, we're fixing things around, and we've structured the calendar, set training times, set work blocks, set wake up times, morning routine is all set, evening routine is all set boundaries with work and specific tasks every single day, and we just got to follow through with it. If it doesn't work, we adjust it around, and that's the big thing. You look at your calendar at the end of the week and review it. Check in with yourself. How did you stick to your nutrition? Did you stick to your training? Did you stick to your calendar? What needs to change for that coming week? Have you got any social events coming up? Have you got anything you need to change with work? Constantly review your calendar, because one of the biggest things is having a calendar and not reviewing it, and then things don't get done. It's like, well, there's obviously a time management issue there. So make sure you review it every week. Usually on a Sunday, I'll sit down and I'll just review that calendar and see what's gone well and what's not gone well in the week. So that's where my head's at. And then another big thing for me is journaling. Now this isn't a very popular one. This is quite a, come on this way, come on, Woody. It isn't a popular one, and I haven't really connected with it well that much, because all I used to do was write negative shit down. If I'm in a negative mindset, I'm just waking up and writing negative shit down. So I think it's just more reconnecting with your why, reconnecting with what you're working towards, you know, reconnecting to where you're trying to go with. Maybe that's your physique, maybe it's your business, maybe it's your goals, it's your life, and just not losing sight of that. And then since obviously coming back and being out of routine, it just played on my mind a little bit in terms of everything. But so that just helps me just reconnect with things in terms of how I'm feeling, get it out on paper in the mornings, combine that with a bit of reading, a bit of slow time in the mornings after, you know, going for a walk. It just sets you up perfectly for the day mentally in terms of, right, okay, what man do I need to become? How do I need to act today to align with the person I want to be, where I want to get to, etc. So I think probably for myself, just got a little bit like sloppy with things, and it happens. And I think those who work for themselves, maybe digitally, online, etc., will know there's a massive amount of pressure in terms of like 20-year-olds to have it all figured out, in terms of like, oh, you need to be making fucking millions, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, and there's so much pressure, and I'm guilty of putting so much pressure on myself that I forget to actually live. And even for like not working and just walking the dogs, beating myself up, and then realising, actually, you know what, Jordan, you're not going to be able to walk the dogs for a long time. It's one of your favourite things to do. Like, there's plenty of time to work, and there's going to be more hours to work in Dubai, so just enjoy the now and It's just recognising what makes you feel good in those moments when you aren't feeling 100% and you're not feeling like yourself and you know something's up. And like you can remember back to periods where you're locked in, you're focused, everything's getting nailed, your training's good, you're feeling good, your mind's sharp, and then something isn't the same. You've not changed as a person, you're still that same guy and you can go back to that position, but there is things in your life which are pulling you away from that. Maybe it's drinking. I know that if I have a few beers on the weekend, a few too many beers on the weekend, that fucks my headspace up big time. That then sets the tone for the week, and that makes you overthink things. But again, yours might be something different. So it might be relationships, it might be, I don't know, work. But you've just got to be aware and recognise where the problems are coming from. And 9 times out of 10, it always comes down to like me losing my focus in terms of where I'm moving towards, what I'm working towards. And it just needs me to sort of realign myself with that and just remember why I do this, where I'm going. And all it takes is one message from someone to say, you've changed my life, for me to be like, fucking hell, we're on the right path here. So that's my 10 pence. I don't really know what this video is. I've just sort of blabbed on in terms of this is just helping me sort of unfold everything that's been going on in this head over the last few weeks and where we've been at. So we're in the UK now for 3 more weeks. We've got a photo shoot, which is the reason why I'm here for 3 more weeks, on the 23rd of August, and then we'll fly back the week after that, back to Dubai for, it's a secret actually right now by the time this video goes up, so, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back over there, getting back into that locked in mindset. We've got, running preps of a 10k prep, a half marathon prep, and then a full marathon prep to round out the year. So it's going to be quite intense from a physical perspective in terms of pushing the body's limits and just seeing where it lies with running, and just making sure we capitalise in terms of everything from a business standpoint, and it moves in the right direction, because September, October, November, December are notoriously busy months with everyone off the back of summer and working towards next summer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into routine, but the next 3 weeks I'm just taking pressure off myself, focusing on the photo shoot, focusing on the team, focusing on them being my priority. As I said earlier on in the video, that whenever you go through sort of ups and down moments, just focus on the absolute bare minimum, the most important thing. And for me, that is always clients, and that will never ever drop. No matter what I'm going through, no matter how I'm feeling, I've got to turn up for my clients and give them the best service possible, and that's what I always do. So yeah, I think we'll leave this video here. I'm going to finish this walk because I've been on the camera the whole time. But yeah, if you're ever feeling down, ever feeling lost, ever feeling like something's missing and you're just not feeling like you have done in the previous weeks, just always strip it back to basics. Am I nailing my training? Am I eating good food? Am I sleep consistent? Is my routine locked in? 9 times out of 10 it's going to be one of those things, and don't forget to connect with sort of how you feel and express that as well. So maybe it's something internally you need to work on in terms of realigning yourself with what you're working towards and the mind that aligns with that. So yeah, that's me and where I've been at. So next video, I don't know, who knows, maybe we'll just run through a full day of eating and just some bits and bobs, but showing you more insights. But we'll try and get another one up between now and then, just letting you in on a full week, I suppose, in terms of how we're managing running, how we're managing business, and just running you through a typical day with me being back here and how it looks and an insight in that. So stay tuned for the next one. Hopefully this helps you out, and just understand that social media is just this highlight, and there's always a person behind that. So yeah, I've gone through my little wobbly period. I've pulled myself back out of it. I've took the action steps. I've reverted back, stripped it back, and now we can move forwards again. So I'm looking forward to the new week and the new routine. If anyone's ever got any questions or needs to drop me a message and they don't really know what's going on with them and they need to fix things, maybe it takes a second eye to go through it. So see you in the next one. Have a fantastic week.